Hey everybody, and welcome to this. I'm not going to say that this is an episode of Mystery Box because this is so different from anything that I'll be doing, and I hope this isn't repeated anymore. But so to begin with, I had a video ready and I have already edited it, and it was scheduled. So it was scheduled for today at about from like 2 hours or something like this, and I made it private again. It was only up for like 33 minutes, something like this, and I made it private again because it wasn't an occasion for something like this. And this is just to say that this video will neither be a game nor a talk about something fun, because this is really not the occasion, and I really refuse to make this episode like a happy one in such a day that it's not really happy at all. So, as you may already know, there was a bombing in the main cathedral for the Coptic Orthodox, and it broke my heart because I know many people who pray there, and some of them are my friends, and I woke up to this news. It broke my heart really, and I didn't know what to do at first. I kept reading the names and it didn't click to me, but then I saw pictures and I found myself trying to refuse that this is right. A girl my age, she's 20, and her birthday was tomorrow, I think, got killed with her sister, who is 18 years old. I'm talking about people my age or younger. How can this be okay? And she was killed. She went to pray in the cathedral and then she was never back. And this is so hard for me to talk about, but to talk about terrorism and how it may affect families and people and individuals, and I have no words to explain how can this be okay. Like, for the people who think that they're doing something for God, I mean, come on, God created every single one of us, and now by killing him or her, how can you be making God a service? How can this be even possible? I mean, this is just plain stupid. How can you be even a human to see this is what happened? Or what I heard from people who were in this church or cathedral. First of all, the cathedral is really big, so this is an outer part of it. It's a church inside the cathedral. And then what happened is, it was the Holy Mass or the Holy Communion. More than 25 people were killed, and 50s were injured, and I'm talking about young ages. I mean, this girl is my age. She were together, and they're sisters. They didn't have any other family members with them this day, and they just wanted to pray, and this happened. I don't want to talk about my friend that much, but I want mainly to talk about how can terrorism affect people. Like, I can't just I need someone to explain to me, how can this be a service to God? How can killing someone who got created be something good that you brag about? How can this be okay? I mean, look at me in the eye and tell me, how can you do this? Haven't you seen the kids or the woman praying? They never did anything to you. I mean, they were just praying for God, and I just can't get it. How can these be even human beings? And talking about bombing a religious place like a church, how dare you? I know that maybe you think that this is not the right religion, but who are you okay, so if this wasn't the right religion, and this is between brackets because this is plain stupid thing to say, then you can pray for people to follow your religion. I don't know, I can't even get it. How can it be a religion even if in this religion it's a nice thing to kill each other? I can't even imagine how this works. How when you kill somebody, you get a present from God. I can't find words to explain this. So this day, it was yesterday morning, and I was just, as always, I woke up and I was scrolling through my phone, and I found that there was a bombing in this cathedral, and all I could think about is I want to know if any of my friends were injured or killed. And I read the names because my friend's name is a little bit known and it's repeated, so it didn't hit me that it's her. And I just continued to scroll, and I found her pictures, and I found that it's her. You can't imagine how much this was scary at first. Then I went into denial mood, and I was like, how can someone do this? So this is what happened, and now just I want a 5-minute talk about how wrong is terrorism. So you go into a church, which is a place where people pray, and you put a bomb and leave, or even you decide to explode yourself, or put this something around your waist and explode yourself, and you think that God will grant you heaven for this. This is, how can a human being kill a human being like him or her? How can this be possible? How can people see the blood? And I'm sorry, this will be a little bit of not disgusting, but it will not be fun. How can you like the sight of blood or just organs scattered, people injured? How can this be fine? How can this be okay? How can you like this? How can you just think that you did a great thing about this? So I just want something really bad. We must raise the awareness against terrorism. We must make an army by ourselves from every part of the world and try to be against this, because this, as I was saying on my personal Twitter before, I feel so helpless, like somebody I knew was harmed in this, and I can just say rest in peace. That's everything that I can do. No, I can do more. Probably I can do more. And just sitting there and doing nothing, it hurts. And what hurts more is to think that people who are like me and like her and like you can do this. How scary is this? And I don't know what they want, but if what they want is for us to not go to churches, for example, we are going to go, and this will not stop us from praying, because I know for sure that my friends and this friend who passed away, and every single one of them, I know that they're martyrs right now, and that they're probably going to heaven, and they were praying and they got killed. So I think it's just hard for us and hard to get into our mind that people like us can do this. You can have somebody who you think is just going to sit beside you and pray along with you, and then just kill you. And it's so stupid. And as my friend said, this is a shame to human beings. How can this be human? I mean, if you have any pets, I have my dog, and animals are better than us. And I can't believe that I'm saying this, but animals are actually better than us. They never kill each other. They never eat each other's flesh. And we people do this. How can this happen? How can people kill each other? How is this possible? So we need to stand together against terrorism. YouTube also put the awareness ribbon for mourning and terrorism, which is black, but I don't know if this is in all countries or if it's in some countries and others not. But yeah, and I thank them so much for considering this, but we need to take an action. We need to stop this. We need to stop more murders, because this is a murder. This is not something fine, and we can't let this pass, because this means that, I mean, for the case of my friend and her sister were killed, and you can just imagine how the mom was feeling. I mean, I can't believe this, and it's horrible to think that somebody who you would let him or her sit beside you while you are praying and saying praises and praising God, and then while you are praying you found yourself dead, even though you will be probably in a better place than this horrible earth where everybody's eating each other's flesh, which is, I just can't get. And I just needed to get this out of my chest, because it has been annoying me so much for yesterday, and probably I'm not happy about this. Not only because I have a friend there who was killed, and even though this hurts a lot, and I can't imagine, I know, made an action a little bit like mourning something, telling just the normal thing that you do if you are not in a position of control. But how can we stop terrorism? We can do this, because I want to believe that there are more good people than bad people in this world. And it's scary to think otherwise, and it's more scary to think about these people as human beings, like I said before, and it's even more scary to think about these people. Like, I'm sure that this guy who made the bombing, or this woman, or whoever did this, I'm sure that they weren't born like this. Everybody is born innocent, and he or she chose to do this, and it's just beyond disgusting and awful. And even though this is not the time for this, but in this time I can't get out of my mind the quote that Dumbledore told Harry in the Harry Potter series, which is, "Do not pity the dead, Harry, pity the living, and above all, pity those who live without love." It's not 100% correct. The real quote isn't just the same that I said, but it's the same meaning. That's true. It's hard to not, we are not pitying the dead, but we are mourning them, and it hurts so much. And I just can't really believe what happened, because I just saw this girl last Thursday and told her just hi and left. And she passed away yesterday, and this is making me crazy. Like, I can't think, how can this happen? How can someone be just okay? So imagine that you just met someone that you love, and they told you that you're going to be praying, and then they're back. No, they never get back. And instead, you try to find where they are and try to locate them. Is this even humane? No, because these are not human. These are monsters, and we need to stop this. And I have no idea how to stop this, except for just telling everybody that we can do this, we can stop this. And I don't know how, but please guys, spread love and not hatred. We can't afford so much hatred in this world anymore. It's already an awful place. Like, it's never okay to get up one day, decide to go to pray in a church, and get bombed. And this is not the first time where I live. This is not the first time to happen. And personally, I don't mind if I get killed, but we can't just get used to this. We can't just get used to this happen all the time. It hurts, and it hurts really bad. And I can't think of any word that can suit these killers, except for they're worse than animals. Animals never kill each other. This is just a quick message to anyone who is just thinking about how that this would be like a present to God to kill people. Just look me in the eyes and tell me, how can this be God who tells you this? It's just plain simple. Just think about it with me. God created people. God created human beings. And then you kill them because you think God will grant you heaven if you killed the people He created. This doesn't make sense from many points. First of all, God created them. So I think that if God didn't want them, He would have never created them from the beginning. This is number one. Number 2, God doesn't need you to kill people for him. Number 3, if you decide to kill yourself by bumping yourself in somewhere like a church where there are prayers held. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell you that in this part of the Holy Communion or the Holy Mass, or the part just before it that the bombing took place, we pray for we as in Christians and as in being an Orthodox, we pray for the safety of the whole country, the president of the country, the food, like the crops and these fruits and everything, the water, and everything for everybody. We ask healing for everyone, and we ask for mercy for every dead person. And I'm saying every as in not only Christians. And what are you doing? You're killing us. So by this, you're killing the people praying for you, so that's just plain stupid. And we're praying for you. We are just praying for you. And you kill us. So I don't really know what's more of God thing to forgive and forget, or to kill people. Oh, and yeah, I forgot this thing which is very important. You know what? In previous attacks on churches, because this happens quite a lot, and in previous attacks, a mom of a martyr said, I forgive him, and by meaning him, the killer of her son. I forgive him because we always forgive and forget. And this is true, because I forgive the killer, but I can't, at least for now, forget what happened to my friend. And I never forget, but at least I will forget who did it, and not because I don't care, but because I have mercy, because I can forgive, because I'm a human who is really a human being and not a monster, because everybody must forgive, because when you attacked, we only prayed for you, and we always do this. So please, if I can say this, be a human. Think about the people you kill and their families. And it's easy for monsters, of course, but I mean, we're not weak to just sit there and keep being attacked, but we forgive. We are stronger than you because you have a weapon and we have our forgiveness, and it's your disgrace to humanity. And being called a human is really not what suits you. Being called an animal never suits you too. The word that suits you is monsters, because human beings are different from animals by having the brain, and even animals have sympathy towards some people. If some animals have sympathy towards people, and some animals never kill just for the fun of killing or to make a service to God or whatnot, but they sometimes kill to eat. I don't know how we can make this better, but people need to understand that we are all human beings. You can take their lives, but you can't, you will just bit by bit see how of a monster you are. And even if you did, I can't even believe how can you sleep at night. And even if you like killed yourself in the process, I can't imagine how will you see God, even if it was, I just can't find any excuse for this. And I don't need to find any excuse because this is wrong. You can't kill just for the sake of to make God happy, because I think that God can defend himself quite well, and God never needs anyone to defend him or to kill for him. And God created us all to live together happily. And one last thing before I end this video, remember the story of Adam's sons, and when someone killed the other one? This is just happening because we are basically all brothers and sisters. If we follow the family trees, we will end up being attached to Adam and Eve because they are the beginning of life. And thinking that you killed your brother or sister. So yeah, I'll just stop it here because I really can't go on anymore. And I'm sorry if this video was a little bit sad. And it's not a little bit sad, it's actually really sad, and it was so hard for me to make, especially because of my friend. And yesterday was a really hard day, but I really want to thank you guys who follow me on Twitter, who were really supportive to me and who kept asking how it is here and how you kept telling me to stay safe. And just one final thing, I'm okay. The bombing was a little bit far. It need to increase awareness about this. We need to make people remember that they're human just like us, and that every single one of us is just a human being. We are all human beings. God created us to live together and to be to have fun on and to be together and to live together. But what's happening right now, it's only disgusting, and I can't put this into words. I just wanted to share this with you guys because I need this to stop, and I won't afford losing anyone again. And it's getting more and more horrible by time. And even if my friend wasn't included there, it's plain stupid, because in this attack 25 to 30 people were killed and many others were injured, severely injured, like dangerously, deathly injured. And it's just a matter of time for some. There's a little girl, she's about 8 or 10, I can't really remember, and she got some glass pieces, like shreds of glass, at her brain, in her lungs, and in her liver. And she's basically just, they're trying to do everything they can, but it's just so severe. And she I hope she makes it, but it's not easy. And I'm so sorry guys for making this video like a sad video, but I had to share this. I had to feel like I'm doing something, because being so hopeless was killing me, and I just couldn't sit there seeing my friend's pictures all over my Facebook feeds and that she's gone, and that's it, and just sit there and do nothing. And I had to do this to just spread a little bit an awareness about terrorism and how it can affect people and how it's all a plain stupid idea, because it's meaningless to do this because of what I said, and how God don't need anyone to like protect him, or I don't know, I can't put this in words. But yeah, anyway, this is all for today. I'll be posting the video that I'm making it public again, the video that I made it private today, and I'm so sorry for doing this, making it public and then private again. And I'll see you guys in next videos, and I hope you guys have a great day. I hope I didn't totally ruin it for you, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye for now.